An update on the health of the Princess of Wales has been released nearly 3 months after she revealed she had been diagnosed with cancer. It's come amid a new image taken earlier this week in Windsor and a written statement in which she reveals she will be attending Trooping the Colour, the King's official birthday, tomorrow. The full statement reads as follows. I have been blown away by all the kind messages of support and encouragement over the last couple of months. It really has made the world of difference to William and to me and has helped us both through some of the harder times. I'm making good progress, but as anyone going through chemotherapy will know, there are good days and bad days. On those bad days, you feel weak, tired, and you have to give in to your body resting. But on the good days, when you feel stronger, you want to make the most of feeling well. My treatment is ongoing and will be for a few more months. On the days I feel well enough, it's a joy to engage with school life, spend personal time on the things that give me energy and positivity, as well as starting to do a little work from home. I'm looking forward to attending the King's birthday parade this weekend with my family and hope to join a few public engagements over the summer, but equally knowing I'm not out of the woods yet. I'm learning how to be patient, especially with uncertainty, taking each day as it comes, listening to my body and allowing myself to take this much-needed time to heal. Thank you so much for your continued understanding and to all of you who have so bravely shared your stories with me. When the Princess revealed her diagnosis in late March, she said it had come as a huge shock and that she had been receiving chemotherapy since late February. Our royal correspondent Johnny Diamond now reports.
A new picture of the princess from the palace to mark a new stage in her journey. It's been almost 3 months since the princess revealed that she was undergoing chemotherapy, something that followed surgery earlier in the year.
The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment.
Since then, Prince William has worked alone and the palace has remained silent, though last week, when asked about Kate's progress, the prince said she was getting better. She'd have loved to have been at the D-Day commemorations, he said. From the princess this evening, a message about these past long months. I'm making good progress, she wrote, but as anyone going through chemotherapy will know, there are good days and bad days. On those bad days, you feel weak, tired, and you have to give in to your body resting. But on the good days, when you feel stronger, you want to make the most of feeling well. My treatment, she wrote, is ongoing and will be for a few more months. Tomorrow is the King's birthday parade, Trooping the Colour, one of the biggest days of the royal year, and the princess says she will be there, back in the public eye with her children. There may be more public engagements to come this summer, but each one will depend on the princess's health. I am, the princess wrote today, not out of the woods yet, but from Windsor comes a message and a picture that speak of hope for days to come. Johnny Diamond, BBC News.
Now is our royal correspondent Sean Coughlin. Sean, what did you make of this statement? It seems extremely candid, very open.
It is very personal, and we've heard it written in her own words, released by the palace, but something she's written herself. And it probably is the most significant update on her health since that video message she put out in March when she revealed her cancer diagnosis. I think it really sets out, in some ways, the optimism, the sense of she's getting better. She said she's making good progress. And also we know tomorrow she'll be at the Trooping the Colour, so she knows she's well enough to do that. But it's also guarded optimism, because it's couched very much with some caution around what happens next. Her cancer treatment is carrying on. The chemotherapy is going to continue for some months ahead, she says.
And she said that before, didn't she?
Well, that's right, but the most recent statement, she now reiterates it's going to carry on. And also, as she says in her own words, I'm not out of the woods yet. So I think, and also this expression of there being good days and bad days, shows this is still very much a journey. And I think people perhaps whose families who've experienced this might be sympathetic to that as well.
And when she writes, there's a sense really that she is speaking to other people who have also been through the same treatment. This sense of calm, this sense of balance that jumps out of the statement.
Very much so. At the end, she says how much other people's stories have inspired her and given her hope as well. And I think there is very much that sense in some ways of shared experience. I think that the response she's had, and she said she was blown away by all the kind messages she's received, I think we'll tap into the experiences of lots of individuals and families who have come across similar experiences.
It's a big event to make a reappearance, but it's a well-chosen one, isn't it?
It is. It's one of the big royal events of the year, celebrating the King's birthday, a big parade, and she'll be part of that, part of the wider family. The attention won't just be on her. King Charles also, he is the birthday boy, but also he's had to make changes because of his own cancer diagnosis. He'll be in a carriage rather than on horseback as he was last year. And I think, it is. And also she'll be on the balcony waving down. I think it's one of the great iconic moments when you see the royal family gathered. There are bound to be crowds down there on the Mall looking up at her. So I think it's a carefully choreographed moment for her to make a return. And maybe we'll see a few more over the course of the summer.
And no doubt we will hope so. Thank you so much, Sean. Well, let's now speak to Pandora Forsyth, royal commentator, who joins us from, I believe, Mallorca. What do you make of what Catherine had to say?
Hi, Tanya. Yeah, this is extremely positive, and I think it just goes to say again just how brave Catherine is, because she knows all of the world's eyes are going to be on her tomorrow, and she is very much standing by her duty and also standing by her father-in-law as well for his big day too. So just to reiterate really just how brave she is coming out with this statement.
And underneath this appearance really is a signal that the solidarity within the family.
100%. And also she'll be with her children tomorrow. And of course, they're used to, when they go to these big public engagements, being with their mother and being by her side too, supporting her. So not only is it, of course, going to be on the world stage, but it also gives them a sense of normality too within the family. Because, of course, if she wasn't there, that wouldn't be the norm for them. So I think, that's very much at the forefront of her mind.
Pressurised, though, isn't it, having been out of the public eye and then appearing not necessarily feeling your best? She's made it very clear that it's difficult to predict. There are good days, there are bad days, and yet committing to this in the way that she has shows, I guess, a commitment to royal duties.
Very much so. And she says she's doing a little bit of work. And I think for anybody who has had a cancer diagnosis, it very much depends on the day and how they're feeling. And I think because of the fact she's being so open about this is going to make her so much more relatable as well as the royal family. And it's sort of closing that gap, I suppose, between just a royal watcher and also understanding that they are also human and they can be affected by real issues that so many of us and so many, family members or friends also have been diagnosed with too. So tomorrow she knows that the world's eyes are going to be on her, but she's used to being in the public spotlight, and that's really what she wants to get back to is, shining a light on causes which she really does want to be spoken about and moving the story away from her.
But she will be really in the distance, won't she, trooping the colour from the perspective of the cameras. There won't be tight shots or anything revealing, the intimacy of her expression and so on. And I was looking at the photograph and wondering the same thing, if there's a sort of underlying message there of this need to step back and not be scrutinised closely.
Yeah, very much so. Echoing what you said, I think she's so aware of the speculation surrounding her at the moment. And of course, she won't be reading social media outlets day to day to protect her own health, but her team will be keeping her updated. And I think because of that, everybody around her and the close-knit circle around her are so protective of her at the moment. And the photographer that was used has been a photographer who's been on royal tours with them. Again, that trusted, close-knit circle really is what she is going to be leaning on and supporting herself with her children by her side.
Thank you so much.